Castlevania is the shit. Anyone who enjoys 2D side-scrolling action games will acknowledge that. I've wanted to make a Castlevania review for a long time, so let me start with one of my top 5 favorite games in the series, Castlevania Rondo of Blood. It was the first Castlevania game to be released on CD when it was published in 1993 for the PC Engine CD. This allowed the developers to include new features such as better resolution graphics and CD quality sound. It also has a Super Nintendo remake dubbed Dracula X, released in 1995, although this version is deemed inferior to the original since it changes significantly from the original game. Anyway, this is one of the most challenging Castlevania games of the series. It follows Richter Belmont on his journey to Castlevania to save his girlfriend Annette and defeat Dracula. Along the way, he saves a 12-year-old girl named Maria Renard, whose family, like the Belmonts, are vampire hunters. It's worth mentioning that the Belmont and Renard clans are distant relatives. Richter, along with Maria and Alucard, has gone on to become one of the most popular characters in the Castlevania series, and he is my personal favorite from the series. Following the events of this game, he would play a key role in the game's direct successor, Castlevania Symphony of the Night. We'll talk about that game another time. In terms of gameplay, it reverts back to the NES style by only allowing you to whip horizontally rather than in all 8 directions, just like in Super Castlevania 4. Richter is given a backflip to compensate for this, which can be performed by double tapping the jump button. It's a good evasive move when battling enemies. In addition, the game adds a new skill called Item Crash. Richter will launch a powerful attack that can deal a lot of damage and or hit every adversary on screen depending on how many hearts and sub-weapons you have. This is a fantastic tool to have because it is quite beneficial in boss fights and compensates for the inability to whip in all 8 directions. Similar to Castlevania 3 Dracula's Curse, there are forks in the road you can follow. The difference is that these locations are hidden from the player behind breakable walls. These detours are notorious for their difficulty, so hold on to your butts. It's also worth noting that this is the first Castlevania game to use voice acting and anime cutscenes to tell the story. It's a shame it took years for an anime adaptation to see the light of day. Well anyway, these sequences were hand-drawn and look fantastic, adding to the overall enjoyment of the game. Though it should be stated that at the time, this wasn't a popular decision.
Perhaps you're right. We shall meet again, Blood of Belmont.
The soundtrack is phenomenal, one of the best soundtracks ever created. It was largely composed by Kaizo Nakamura, however the game's most famous theme song, Divine Bloodlines, was composed by Akira Pito. It's most often best known as the Richter Belmont theme. It is heard during Stage 1. It also rewrote the NES trilogy's primary theme songs, Vampire Killer, Bloody Tears, and Beginning. These rearrangements were composed by Metal Yuki. By the way, nice name. In any case, hearing the NES soundtrack reworked is a wonderful homage and a nice bonus. The boss fights are fantastic. I'm not sure what it is, but Castlevania seems to be known for its incredible boss fights, and Rondo of Blood is no exception. Stage 6 is one of my personal favorites. It's a boss rush featuring the Darkwing Bat, Medusa, the Mummy, and the Frankenstein monster, all of whom were from the first game. After defeating them, you will face Shaft, a dark priest who was responsible for resurrecting Dracula. It's amusing that he's named after a blaxploitation character of the same name. He would subsequently appear as the primary antagonist in Symphony of the Night alongside Dracula as the central antagonist. Overall, Rondo of Blood is one of the best Castlevania games and one of the best 2D side-scrolling action games ever made. Although I don't think it's on par with Castlevania Symphony of the Night or Super Castlevania 4, it's certainly worthy of being up there with those two. It has incredible graphics, simple yet effective storytelling, excellent gameplay, and a rocking soundtrack. It's simply the full package. If you want to play Rondo of Blood, there are 2 ways to accomplish so. On the PSP, it was remade in 2.5D as Castlevania Dracula X Chronicles, with the original version unlockable alongside Symphony of the Night. That is the first option. However, if you're more casual or simply want convenience, Castlevania Requiem is available on PS4. It comes with Rondo of Blood and Symphony of the Night, both of which are based on the PSP remake. This is the version I recommend. Otherwise, if you're a diehard like me, get a Turbo Duo, get a copy of this game on eBay, and start whipping some zombies. That's pretty much all I have to say about this game. Sorry if this review was short, but you know what they say, less is more. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. Leave a like on this video if you also enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next review. Take care.